All right, so here's the first chapter, how to become a CISM. Just a layout here. The CISM is about half of a CISSP, which is the most valuable information security certification. The CISM is not bad. So this comes from ISACA, a group, one of the several big cybersecurity organization of professionals. And so we'll talk about how you get the exam, how you maintain your certification, and what it's good for. This gives you confidence. It's something you can put on your resume. A lot of people will like to see it. And it's often required for employment. So it's intended to help security managers and executives, IT executives, audit executives and audit directors, chief privacy officers, data protection officers, and so on. There are many management positions where this certification will help you. As I mentioned before, it is not a hands-on certification like a Microsoft or Cisco certification, which would mean you're an expert at actually using one particular piece of technology. This is a certification that shows you are ready to be a manager, creating a climate of security within a company by understanding how to write policies and all the other things involved in governance, which is making sure that a company does things in a secure fashion. So, you have to have 5 years of experience, 3 in the particular areas the CISM covers. You have to obey a code of ethics, which is very standard. And you have to pass the exam, and you have to have continuing education. So if you fail to do those things, you will lose your certification. All right, so you have at least 3 years of work experience in 3 or more of the areas, which is security governance, risk management, program development and management, or information security incident management. And you can substitute part of this with other things. If you already have a CISA or CISSP certification or postgraduate degree, that can get you out of some of it. If you have other certs like Security Plus, that can get you out of some of it, and so on. University instructors can get credit for their university experience, which is nice. You cannot do that for a CISSP. I tried. I had to fulfill my experience by showing I had created a bunch of new courses. Teaching did not count. And the ethics. The ethics is very standard. CISSP has pretty much the same ethics code. Encourage compliance with standards, perform your duties with objectivity, due diligence, and professional care, which means you do good work and you're careful, and you don't pretend to do things you don't know how to do. You know your limitations. Obey the law with high standards of diligence and character, and of course maintain privacy and confidentiality of information, just like a doctor or a lawyer. As a security professional, you will learn things that are not public knowledge, and you are required to keep them quiet, just like a doctor and a lawyer. So that's important to know. In my classes, I have frequently found unknown security vulnerabilities, and I've told my students and made them sign non-disclosure agreements for a period of time. And I don't know if I'm going to have any of those this semester, but it might come up. It is something you will have to get used to if you're a security professional, is signing non-disclosure agreements and obeying them. You will often become aware of information that is not public and should not be made public. All right, so maintain your competency. Only agree to perform activities that you are competent to perform. Inform parties of all results, including significant facts, and support professional education. All right, the certification exam, this is still true. I checked it. It's still true, at least in 2022. It's hundreds of dollars to take the exam. Usually you join ISACA and then you pay $575. You can pay the non-member fee, but I don't know why you would do that. Anyway, here's the domains. Governance, management, information security program development and management, and incident management. Those are the fields covered by the CISM. So you apply, you verify your work experience, you get transcripts and such for the waivers, and then after you pass the test, you have to have some continuing education, which means you have to do some kind of study. It can be self-study. You can go to a convention, like RSA or Black Hat or DEF CON or something, or other activities. You just have to document that you have been doing some continuing training, and this is also true for the CISSP. Teaching, lecturing. One thing is, it cannot be your job you're getting paid for. This has to be something you do in addition to your job that you're getting paid for. So if I I put on my experience. If I teach a class at DEF CON for free, I put that on there, but I can't put the classes I'm teaching at City College on there. All right, and there's maintenance fees too. And you can have your certification revoked if you fail to meet the standards, or in fact, if there's an ethics complaint against you that is upheld, which is very rare, but it is possible. All right, and I've got some cahoots about that. These are extra credit quizzes that I have here just to stop people from falling asleep. You can earn some extra credit on these things. If you are in the top 3 scorers, you will get some points. Whoops, that's not right. I have to hit the play button. Start, there we are. So, there we go. Go to kahoot.it and type in that number and a name, and you can compete in this little quiz. If you're in one of the top 3 scorers, you get 3 points. Ah, here it is. It's too quiet. There we go. All right, I'll wait a few more seconds to see who else. Yep, people are still joining, especially the first time. It takes a while for people to find it. Well, maybe this is it. I'll wait for the end of the song. Ah, okay. I better wait a while. People still coming in. Avocados. All right, let's give it a shot. All right, so what organization administers the CISM? It's ISACA. ISC squared does the CISSP. All right. All right, so who handles privacy? The Chief Privacy Officer, that's who that is. Chief Security Officer handles security in a more general way. Particularly focusing on privacy would be a Chief Privacy Officer if you have one. Not too many companies have them yet, but I think more and more of them are going to end up having them, as privacy is an ever-increasing problem. All right, how many years of direct work experience in the job practice areas are required? Three. 5 years of experience, but only 3 have to be in those specific areas to get a CISM certification. All right. And how many hours of continuing education are required. $120, and by the way, a normal college class like this counts as 40. So this class would be, one class like this every year would be enough. Okay, so that's 120. All right, so the winners. Jay, carry on, good. These look like real names, that's handy. And Steph, good. Those all look like pretty good names. I think my grader will be able to figure out who you are. All right. So I'm going to stop this one.